So in this video, we're going to be going through one of the calls that I failed at closing. Very, very big potential prospect. But this was when I was very new to this space. I had no real demo accounts or anything built out. And that's something that I would highly suggest, and I'll do another video on, is having a demo account built out and getting testimonials first before going after these big whales. It just so happens that they came through my ad, but we were so close to the finish line. They were like 99% there, and they pulled out a last minute. But I wanted to show you this conversation because I think it's going to be very, very valuable. So let's get right into it. So Bhupinder Gurvan, is that how I pronounce it?
Correct. Yep.
Gurvan, great to have you on the call. Look, I keep these short, sharp. I obviously respect your time, respect my time. If it makes sense, I'll take you through what it is that we do and see how we can possibly add value to your business. Obviously, you guys are doing some pretty big numbers, so we'll dive into that, your margins, and we're going to go through everything on this call. And we're also just going to go through on a high level, like what we do and sort of how we can probably fit in. And if it is a good fit, I'll take you through more of a detailed approach on the onboarding call, because I don't like to bore people, with details now, because at the end of the day, it's all about results. So I'll just ask a couple of quick questions. Obviously, I've spoken to Bhupinder about this, but where are you guys currently at in terms of installs per month?
So at this stage, we are doing around 15 to 20 units in a week.
Yep.
Yeah, so around 50 to 60 in a month.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. And what's your average install worth?
So in the money wise,
Yeah.
average install like around 4,000 to 6,000.
4,000 to 6,000. What we specialize in is mainly
niche.
So obviously, we do help people get more and all that, but we really just focus on
Niche.
because that's where the money is, right? Like
Yeah.
if you do want to talk about that, totally okay too. But and we can go through your margins on the other jobs, but because that's where most of our clients say they make all their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So okay, so you're doing about 60 a month, which is quite good, at $4,000 to $6,000 range. What units are you typically installing? Is it
So no, we install.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. And what's the
main focus
goal?
is to installing the good product. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
The main focus is to install the good brands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. So you're focusing on the quality of work then. Yeah, awesome. That's good. So you're not like price-wise, you're not the cheapest, you're not the most expensive, you're kind of in that middle, but you're really just focused on the quality over I guess, a bad machine, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Love it. That's who we like to partner with. We don't like to focus on the bottom of the barrel because, there's always some issues. There's always some issues there. I've found, So, all right. So you're doing some pretty good numbers in installations. Like, what would you like to get to per week?
Our main focus is going to around 40 to 50 installs in a week.
Yep. Okay. Cool. 40 to 50 installs a week. All right. And you've got capacity to do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay,
So
great.
we have very good installer teams, and now we filter it out. So we have very good installers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, love it. And are you guys doing anything else? Like you said, you want to get to that 50 sort of ducted a week. Like, do you guys do many?
We do both.
Okay.
Niche.
So, but our main focus is installing duct kits. But sometimes customer, they are getting issues. We can't install duct kit there. Then we offer them.
Niche.
Yep. Awesome. All right. No, that makes sense. All right. So you guys are doing like, well, what's your sort of monthly revenue at the moment?
So like if we say is a more than $500,000 because we are getting certificates as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. So about I was thinking, it's about that 700, right? Give or take.
Yeah, but like between the 5 million, yeah. So 5 to 600, yeah.
5 to 600. Yep. Okay. And what's your margin on that? 15, 20%?
It's a competitive market, yes, you can say.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously it ranges per job, right? Like every job's different, so you can't give an exact figure, of course. Yeah, totally understand that. All right. Cool. So, I mean, look, to get to that 50 jobs a week, like I can take you through the maths on it, like I can take you through everything, but I'd love to get a better understanding of, I guess, your maths. Bhupinder, I know you said you're spending about 20K a month on ads right now. Is that right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. So I want to do a breakdown on this. So you're spending 20K a month. I'm happy to share my screen here just so I got a better understanding about your, about your numbers. Bear with me just a moment here. All right. You see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, all right. So you're spending about $20,000 per month. How many leads are you typically getting?
Yeah.
Gavin, that's on you.
About 10 leads a day?
Around 15 leads in a day average.
Okay, 15 leads a day. All right, times 30. So you're getting about 450 leads. Gervin, how many out of those 450 leads, how many of them turn to quotes? Obviously, you don't have to give me exact figures, just roughly.
30%, not more than
Yes, 20%.
20%?
Facebook leads, sometimes customers just putting on they're pressing the button and they are not interested.
that. Yeah, 20% is typically what I would say.
Yeah, in code.
Yep. Totally. Okay. And out of the 90 quotes that you're sort of doing, how many installs would that sort of lead to?
That's pretty high. So
Sorry, what was that?
I said that percentage is pretty high because we are doing almost about 40 to 60 in a month.
Yeah, 60
So
a month.
this
Okay.
conversion ratio is very high because normally what happens is that when the rep goes to the customer,
Yeah.
so they're able to do a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is pretty high. Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at about 60 installs from this.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So your close rate's really good then. That's awesome.
What happens is, I'll explain a little bit, when the rep goes to the customer,
Yep.
so there is a preliminary price discussion.
Yes.
So if the customer says that this is an offer I've already got, can you beat it?
Yep.
There's a good chance that our rep may not even submit, or will normally not submit an offer.
Yep.
So if they have a price, because
Yep.
our installers are the good ones and they're expensive,
Yes.
so we have a higher cutoff base price.
Okay. Yep.
So what happens is that those orders that we are not going to get in any way, we are not even submitting the quote there. So that's why our conversion ratio from quote to orders is very high,
Yeah.
because we are giving a quote only at a place where where the rep feels they are very close to closing the order.
Yeah. Understood.
So that explains why our this ratio is high, and the ratio of giving quotes is very low.
Yep. Yep.
So rather than throwing the paper around, we focus on the real ones. Because
I
once we give
totally
it,
agree
then we
with
have to
that.
follow that up as well.
Yep, I've just done the maths here. So you're looking at about $333 per install. That's pretty good. I can take you through the numbers we're sort of getting, but it's yeah, it makes sense. When I did hear 450 leads, I was a little bit worried because that lead cost is actually a little bit higher than I would typically say, but your quote to install ratio is fantastic. Obviously because of the process you've got dialed in, which is awesome. I really like that process, and it's something that we also swear by. So that's really good. That makes a lot of sense for me. All right. So obviously you guys are spending 20K. Your cost per install is about $333 from here, which is great. I guess you're really looking to double the business, right? It sounds to me like you're looking to double the business. Now, I'm happy to take you through what it is that we do, and I think we can definitely add value, but I want to hear it from you guys first. Like, you're already a successful company, right? You're spending 20K a month on ads. You've got an acquisition cost that if you spend $333, you get an install, right? Which is great. What's stopping you from just doubling your budget to 40K a month and just doing this all yourself?
we are planning.
He's planning. I'm not. I would want this to be far more efficient
Yes.
than what it is right now. It's too high a cost for me.
Yeah. And I look, Gervin, I do agree with you, and we can definitely get that cost down. I'm very, very certain of that, and I'm going to show you the maths that we work on as well. But I think I'm going to show you some maths of our worst case scenario, right? It's going to be it's the cost per install is lower, but our close rate, like the quote to install, is way lower than yours, right? So if we can take what we do with the marketing and the lead generation, the qualification process, matched with what you do with that estimate to install, you're going to get an insane cost per install price, because I think what you're doing is a little bit different to what a lot of other companies are doing, which is awesome. I love that, right? And it's obviously working really well for you. So totally understand what you mean, Gavin. I guess we got to convince Bhupinder here, even though it was Bhupinder who initially reached out. So yeah, okay. So let me take you through a little bit about us and sort of what we do, and then I'll ask you a couple of questions before I show you our back-end system. All right. But it's important to know, like, I'm not going to give you 50 BS leads per week. You know, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your salespeople's time. The leads that we get are going to be pre-qualified and vetted to your standards. That's key, right? That is number one priority. It's a partnership between you and me. The more money we make you, the more money we make as well, right? The more installs you do, the more money we make. So everyone is happy. Okay, like we pre-vet and screen absolutely everyone. So how it sort of works is when we get started, all three of us will get an onboarding call. On this call, we really dive into what you class as a qualified lead and what questions you want us to ask this prospect before we pass that lead on to you, right? We get that out of the way. We also get out of the way like where you're looking to target, where you want your jobs and all that. We will generate all of the leads on your behalf, right? Obviously, this is through your account, your ad account and everything, your brand, your name, everything. We will then qualify and vet them. You do that quoting process, do the home visit and that new install. All right. Now, I wanted to ask you this before I share you the back end sort of system. Bhupinder, I know you mentioned to me you're using Dataforce and I believe Salesforce.
Yep.
What is the, I guess, what are the struggles or what are the bottlenecks that you're facing right now?
I need more orders. Simple.
Okay. And like, are you guys
From overseas,
happy?
I tell them, he came overseas in this morning. We had a meeting. I say, I need this amount of sales this month. How we
Yep.
can reach on that level? So that is my only thing I want.
I love it. How many sales guys do you have?
We have right now 4.
4. Okay. So they're handling a lot. Okay, cool. So we can definitely keep them busy. You know, that's
Yeah.
not an issue. And your budget, like that 20 grand a month, like that budget is good. You know, we're going to be able to do a lot with that. I'm going to show you the numbers that we work off. We're going to be able to get you more leads and more quotes, but the big difference is going to be that close rate. We don't have a high of a close rate, just on average across our clients, right? But we like to work on our clients' close rate. You guys have a good quote to close ratio because of your process. So we can get you the leads, we can get you those qualified people, right? And then if you do what you do best, your close rate's still going to be the exact same as you're getting now, but the lead cost is going to be dramatically cheaper. Like it's going to be less than half, honestly. So let me take you through that. But I guess, Bhupinder, what I was getting at with the Dataforce and that, what is something that you don't like about Dataforce? Like, is there anything that you're just like, oh my gosh, I hate this software system?
Dataforce, I like this because I can, the Dataforce is a very good software. We can send quotation over the phone.
Yep.
So that is very good. I don't have any issue with the Dataforce.
Okay, great.
Except we would like to customize each offer, which is not
Each
possible.
offer, yeah,
Yeah, he was mentioning today he would want to customize each offer according to the conversation with the customer, which is not currently implemented in Dataforce. So I
Okay.
was suggesting that we can have a notes section which can then be picked up by Dataforce and added into the quote section. But
Yes. Okay, so that's a great point, Gervin. I'll take you through our software and how it works in a second, but let me share with you some numbers. Now, this is going to be half of what you want to do, right? But we can, for argument's sake, double it. But let me just share this with you. This is typically the numbers that we're getting here. All right. So if you spend $10,000 a month, we're getting people 666 leads compared to your 450 at 20,000, right? So we're going to be able to get you nearly double the amount of leads for less money. That means we're going to be able to do 200 quotes. Now, our closing rate is obviously different, right? 200 to 44, dramatically different to what you guys are doing just because of your process. So I'm very confident in these numbers right here, right? 666 leads, 200 quotes. Now, obviously, if we add in your quote to closing ratio, obviously this number skyrockets. Yes, Gervin.
see, again, when your other customers, they're giving 200 quotes. My reps will not give 200 quotes, they'll give lesser number of quotes.
Yep.
So
Not a
in
problem.
my process, we will not give a quote where the customer says they already have a price which is lower than my no regret price or the rock
Yep.
bottom price. So we eliminate that junk from follow-up.
Yes.
So what you are showing 200 quotes from 666 leads, here I would probably have maybe a lower number of leads, quotes.
Yep.
But
Yep.
then we will make up for that in the ordering process.
Exactly. And our typical lead cost will be about $15, obviously, to a $50 quote compared to your $220 per quote. Obviously, there's that difference there. And then our cost per install is about $225 cost.
Yeah, what I was talking, which was my original target was $10 per lead from Facebook.
And we can do that. This is worst case scenario. Our average is about $10 to $12, but I like to say 15 just because I don't want to promise you 10 and then get you a $12 lead cost. You're not going to be happy because I've promised you a $10 lead cost. Even though it's only $2, it doesn't really matter. It does matter because I've promised you one thing and I haven't delivered. Right. So I want to manage expectations from day one and be like, look, worst case scenario, this is the numbers. But yes, Gervin, you're on the money. Ding, ding, ding. $10 lead cost is what we can get you. But yeah, these are just some numbers here. Now, I want to actually share with you the back end system because I think that's really important, right? Like anyone can generate a lead, but what matters is how you qualify them, right? How you nurture these people, how you follow up with these people. That's really what it comes down to. So let me kind of share my screen here and run you through a brief high level view of what it is. So basically all of the new leads will come into here, right? You and I, or whoever needs to get the notification, will get that notification. But this is where my team and I will qualify them and they will jump into here, lead replied. This is where we get name, email, phone number, property address, property specs, how many bedrooms, how many living areas, how many heads they want, what sort of system they want. Is it a single story? Is it a double story? And the key here is in the next 30 days. If they're not looking for an install in the next 30 days, they automatically go to ready to nurture. So you don't have to touch base with them. They'll get automated texts and emails every single week until they're ready to buy. Now, if they're in the next 30 days and they're looking for an install, we've got their budget as well. We'll call them first. We ask them, we verify all these details. Once they've answered all of this, your sales team will go into this column here, send estimate, right? At this step, you will get a text message and an email. Hey, Bhupinder, John Smith is looking for X, Y, and Z, and all of the qualification details in a text message. please call them ASAP, right? They'll get sent here. This is when your sales team will do what they do, right? We've got all the information for you. So all this beforehand, we're doing for you, right? So we're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You'll then send that quote. That will automatically be put into follow-up. We've got in-home quote scheduled, in-home quote complete, in contract accepted, and close contract paid. Now, all this is automated. Now, at all stages, so you know, we've got automated text messages and emails going out to every single prospect, no matter where they are in the buying journey. If it's an in-home quote scheduled, hey, John, just letting you know I'm an hour away. Thanks. You know, hey, John, just letting you know I'm pulling up in 15 minutes. You know, like all of these notifications all sent out automatically and all managed by us. You don't have to touch anything. It's all run, it's all set up, it's all working in the background. Obviously, you know, if you want to go ahead, I'll show you like all the details. But on this call, it's just like, just know, no matter where they're at in the buying journey, they're going to get notified. No one's going to slip through the cracks. Gervin, you wanted to add notes. You'll be able to see a contact here. You'll click the contact and you'll be able to add notes. For example, Bhupinder, when we were talking, all right, I'll show you this. So obviously, we've got like scale sessions here. You know, I've got your details. Fantastic. And I can add tasks like, hey, follow up, you said to touch base with you, whatever it is. But here's the notes. Obviously, what we went through on our initial call. You're spending 25K a month on ads. You're doing about 20 to 25 installs an hour. You want to double website. So you can add as many notes and create tasks and you know, change the pipeline, where they're at, like all this, like you can put the owner, like who's the salesperson, you know, so you can get very, very technical with this, right? Like Gervin is obviously looking for. So no matter if you want to get 20 jobs a week, 50 jobs a week, 100 jobs a week, you can manage it through this. It will connect with Dataforce. You'll still use that on site to obviously do the quote, but you can send invoices through here. Everything else can be managed on this system.
What is the name of this CRM?
So we've white labeled the software.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the HubSpot and what was the other name?
HubSpot is the one which is integrated or which has integration with Dataforce.
Yep. HubSpot is a great. HubSpot, it definitely is a great CRM. 100%. Yeah. This is just, I would say this is better for managing the lead flow and the sales side of things, right? Because this is predominantly for advertisers to really scale, you know, their business and just track everything and manage everything. But yeah, it does sync with a lot of different things as well. So that's not going to be an issue. But, you know, like us three will have access to this. So we'll make sure that people are doing their jobs, and whoever needs permission to use the software, we give them. That's totally fine. Us three can have admin access. The other people can have employee access, but we'll be able to track everything that people are doing. And look, I'm coming in as a partner here, right? Like I'm going to be on to your guys and be like, hey, if there's an estimate to be sent, we need to get onto this. You know, like we're not going to have any people fall through the cracks here. Did you have any other questions on the system side of things?
No, the system is pretty clear.
Yep.
So how do you work the costs out?
Yes. So I'll take you through that now. Very, very simple. So to set everything up, we take a one-time fee. Very simple. Let me take you through that now. So it's $3,000 to set all the back-end system up, right? To automate the whole process, your whole business is automated. We'll set that up for you for $3,000, right? One-time fee. There's no monthly marketing cost for us, management fee or anything. We take 10% of your net profit or $150 per job. Now, I want to talk to you about this number here, right? This is obviously negotiable because most of our clients that we work with currently, right, do about a $10,000 install. It'll be about a 10K unit price, right? At about a 20% margin, 2,000, we take $150 from their $2,000, right? Very fair. Now, obviously, if your margin is less and you're obviously not charging as much, we're not going to take the same rate, right? So that's negotiated by us. Obviously, we want to be as fair as possible because this is a long-term partnership. So, 10% net profit is kind of that ballpark that we take Bhupender on per job. Like you're doing a let's say a $7,000 install, right?
Yep.
On average, what would your margin be on a 7K install?
Like between 15 to 20%, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say 15% of 8,000 is $1,200. That's your margin. We're not going to take $150. I would set a flat rate of $100 for you.
Okay. So for the Facebook marketing and this stuff, so we don't need to spend. So how this will work? So like in $3,000 one setup fees and the generating leads to the Facebook, and who's going to pay that cost?
So that's on you, right? So obviously we get access to your account. We manage that for you. That's your card. Everything's branded for you. You own everything. We just have access to run those campaigns for you.
So we'll still end up paying for the Facebook ads.
That's right. So all you need to cover, there's no monthly management fee for us. We just we'll run the ads for you, right? We'll run them for you for free. No problem. We just
So
take.
we'll still end up spending about the same 20,000 plus your cost extra.
So we can start smaller, right? Our lead costs are going to be less. My average lead cost right now is about that $12 to $15.
So what will happen, like when this lead will come in the CRM? So who is going to follow up? Your team, like how?
Yes. Yeah, we follow up that initial process. All you guys need to do is that quoting process.
So let me understand. What you're saying is that your team will generate much more number of leads using the same budget that we have for Facebook.
That's it.
Or maybe if more leads.
Like what we are in $20,000 spending, we are getting.
Yeah, let me take you through that again.
We are getting more leads.
Of course.
What he's saying.
Yeah.
And the other thing which I want to ask, who will create the content for the ads?
We do everything. We'll set up all the ads. We'll create all the content. Obviously, it's approved by you, of course, but we manage the whole CRM system, the back end. We manage everything for you guys.
And how secure is the data? That is the other important thing. So because we have a code of conduct, like the VU code of conduct, already aware about this. So data security and generating leads and this stuff. So how secure is that one?
Yeah, it's very secure. So the software that we use, it is from the US. It's been around for about 7 years now. The company. So yeah, it's very secure. We can sign an NDA. I'm happy to sign all that.
Share me some of the contents you already created for the other company. Which company, if you don't mind, can you tell me the name of the companies?
Yeah, I can share with you some ads and some ads. That's not a problem. Bear with me. Let me pull those up because I don't have them on hand right now. Bear with me one moment. Sorry, guys. Do you guys do interest-free or anything like that too?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have a ZipPay, Bright Finance.
Yep. Great. I'll be honest with you. The ads aren't what, get people to buy, right? Like everyone, there's so many, like you would know this, right? People are clicking on ads all the time. And people obviously are wanting a lot of quotes all the time, right? The ads isn't what separates us to anyone else. It's the back-end system. Like that's really, if we get down to it, what the difference is between us and everyone else. So let me just show you, I'm just going to show you some generic ads, non-branded, very standard generic ads that we're getting a cost per lead about $9 to $10. All right, let me just pull those up here. I don't, but these are going to be customized to you and obviously approved by you. Obviously, just put them in the presentation, but here's just a few that we're currently running right now that's getting about a $9 to $10 lead cost. We got obviously a bunch more, but
the content of the
like I'm just kind of trying to show you a few different options here, because the ads aren't what really matter here. Like it's more about the qualification on the back end, right? Like I'm sure you both would agree, based on your numbers, right? Your numbers, you're getting a $44 cost per lead compared to our 15, right? But your cost per install, that's what really matters. And cost per quote, like these are the numbers that matters. It doesn't matter if you're getting a $10 lead cost or a $50 lead cost. Like, of course, like we can get you a $10 lead cost, $15 lead cost. That's not going to be an issue, right? So we're going to get 5 times more leads than you. That's not going to be an issue, right? Plus, obviously, your quote to close ratio, that's just going to boost everything. Sky, like through the roof. Like I don't even know how to express what that's going to do for your business for the exact same amount of money, or even a little bit less, right? Like I'm not saying you have to spend 20 grand with me, right? Like let's walk before we run. You're not just going to give me access to 20 grand, even though I'm confident in getting results. Let's walk before we run, guys. Let's get this set up for you. Let's test it out with 5 to 10 grand for the first month, get the numbers, you're confident, you love it, and then we can go to 20. And then in 2 years' time, we're both making a lot of money, right? Like, even though you can afford it, you're successful, you guys are doing big numbers now. I can say, let's spend 40 grand, right? Just trust me. I'm not that sort of person. Let's walk before we run.
We'll be spending the budget on Facebook.
Yes.
And we'll be paying another $100 per install. Is that correct?
Yeah. So yes. That's correct, Gervin. So what I'm thinking is fair. If let's just go off an $8,000 install at a 15% profit margin, you're left with $1,200, right? My commission on that, I think, is fair, $100 flat, right? So every install that you get, we get $100, right? So 10 installs a week, we get $1,000.
You're talking about some 600 odd leads per month.
Yeah, on average, that's what we're getting. But your closing rate, again, remember your closing rate is a lot higher.
So in approximately something between $9,000 to $10,000 a month, you would get us 600 odd leads.
Yes.
And these leads will be qualified after making phone calls.
Yes, we're going to call them for you. Yes. We are calling every single lead that comes through. They're filling out a survey before any of your team talk to them. And that pre-qualification process is on your standards. So that's how we work it out, right? We'll sit down on the onboarding call. Well, once, if you give me the go ahead, we sit down and go through. I'll ask you, what do you want us to ask these people, right? We generate you 600 leads. What do you want us to ask you? What do you want us to ask them before we pass that lead on to you? And then once we've done that and meet that criteria, that lead will be passed on to your sales team.
Yes, if somebody's talked to them, then definitely that there's some amount of garbage which has already been removed from the Facebook process.
Yes. Yeah.
The thing calling that customer, do we get the record? Because as a part of code of conduct, does VEU, the government requirement, So we want to know this all leads are coming through Facebook. So we are getting notification in our system. So if
Yes.
anyone is applying through Facebook,
No, but that is they're using our Facebook account.
Yeah.
So getting that all that data is
because
being
we
recorded.
kept sharing here.
Yeah, so all that so that they don't have to, that's already there in the
Because
Facebook.
the reason, because if
Yeah.
someone is saying like they are calling me, I didn't put my number.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
we have a report like you applied through
No,
Facebook.
they are also calling from the Facebook ad from our Facebook account. Is that right, Cody?
That's
It's
right.
our
That's right.
Facebook account.
Can
The
I,
ads are running
I'm
under
just
our
cautious
name.
here.
So if somebody's filling up a form, that database is being collected by Facebook.
Yes.
I've never used it.
Yeah, I'm totally aware of all those regulations, and we'll make sure that we do abide by those because that's incredibly important. And yeah, Gervin, you're 100% right. Everything's recorded on Facebook, so super easy to prove. And then once it comes through Facebook, it'll go into the system. We'll have a note exactly when that person, that contact was created in our system. So we have full proof and that. Now, the other thing I want to mention is if you need us to send out a form, a consent form or something as well, we'll custom make that for you. So like, for example, we've got a client, he does a lot of hot water installs, right? Now he's in Sydney, but you know, he's got a couple of installers in Melbourne. Now he's very, very adamant that we've created a customized form for the client to submit before we do any quoting, before we do any pricing, before we do anything. They have to sign a consent form. So you know, if you need us to get that consent form, if there's anything that needs to be signed, we can do that. We'll build it out for you. That's not an issue.
So while that does not save any money from Facebook point of view, that does to some extent also remove some percentage of the garbage.
Yes.
Because the ones who are not very serious about it, they will just leave it at that point of time.
Of course. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we're also having that contact. Like, look, I'm going to show you I'm just going to show you this. Usually I don't, just because, you know, I don't think I don't like to get into the full details here, but let me just share this with you, right? So essentially how we work is when a lead comes in, we'll obviously call them as well, like I mentioned, but the first thing that we do is get them to submit a survey. So this is where the sales team and myself will get that notification and new leaders come in, right? It'll have all the details here, right? It'll just be what we've pulled from Facebook at this point. Now here is where we're going to obviously have a conversation with them and ask permission to send the form, right? To send that survey. This is obviously where we send a customized survey link that we build out for you, and with the questions that you want us to ask. Once they've submitted that, they've signed the consent and all that kind of stuff, that then gets passed on to the sales team after we've called them. So we've got a trigger here to obviously call them, and if they don't answer, we've got our team to manually follow up with them. If they don't respond to the survey for about 6 to 7 hours, we send them a few follow-ups. If they still don't reply, my team will manually follow up with them. So at all times, they've already submitted the survey and spoken to a human before you actually speak to them, before any of your team speak to them. Now, once they hit that pipeline, like I mentioned, here, right, send estimate, that's, you know, they've spoken to a human, they've gone through that survey, and your sales team, or if you've got a sales manager and you want him to handle all the leads, it doesn't matter. You can tell us how you want it to set up. They're going to get a text message saying, I don't have an example I can send you, but it'll basically be like, it'll say, hey, Bhupinder, you have a new quote to send out. Name, email, phone number, property address, property specs, all their specs, everything that they've filled out, all the questions that you've requested us to ask them will be in that text message. So you've got all the information in one place, and it's going to be here as well. But you're going to be getting those texts as well. So yeah, everything's tracked, everything's managed by my team and I.
So no further questions.
No
You could
further
send us
questions.
any details if you want to.
Any proposals or anything like on the document, so then we can better understand what you are saying and what we are hoping. So there is no miscommunication in between us. You can send us an email regarding your fees, your structure, what we are spending, what we'll get.
Yep.
So
I mean, look, I keep this simple. Like the fees are very simple. It's 3 grand one time, right? One time payment. After that, we'll do $100 per
niche,
install. Very simple. Inclusive of GST, no other hidden costs. All you need to do is cover the marketing. It's a partnership.
Now that you made that statement, what happens if the customer says they want to remove the they want to what do you do with that lead?
Great question. So I would ask you what you would like us to do with that lead.
Simple answer is pass it on to us. We'll still
Yeah.
pay whatever is agreed
That's
between
fine.
us if it
So
gets converted to.
let me show you this. So on the survey, we do have a drop down, right? So if they do want something, then we'll see based on
So I
that
think
response.
it is better
niche,
that make it simple.
What you're saying is that they pass on a duck
niche,
to us. We can't fit it in that place, but we've already got that lead
Yeah.
from Cody. What I'm asking you is that because they currently work in the
niche,
and he's asking us what we want him to do if he has an option between. So my simple answer is pass on the lead to us, and we'll still end up paying. We'll agree upon an amount which we'll still pay for if that gets converted, because obviously, if we are getting a conversion, he must get a share out of this. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Send us a proposal for all three.
Oh, okay.
Because we are doing all three options. Yeah, we're doing all three options. Send us the proposal you think will be best for us. We have 3 different campaigns, or do we have one campaign for
niche,
and one? I don't
So
know.
we are just doing the generic. We are not mentioning we are.
niche,
When the customer contact us, then we see like what is the requirement, because we sometime customer they are getting confused.
Yeah.
I do not know whether we ran the ad for, we were giving a special discount in case a customer was ordering both a hot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The
No, that
mind
makes
packages.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So let me just go through the numbers real quick with you because I think it's very simple, right?
Yeah.
So again, Gervin, very, very simple. For you, we'll do a flat $100 per job, right? And a 3K setup. That's it. Obviously, you cover the ads, but you know what we're expecting is a $15 lead cost, $50 per quote. Like this is what we're expecting on a 10K budget. Now, we can start smaller if you so wish.
No, it's just that the $15 per quote, I would not go, because if we stop giving quotes, there's pretty much anything you can do about that.
Yeah.
That's going to go to infinite number.
Yeah.
So,
Of course. But
what
yeah.
Now the only thing I would want you, how would you confirm that the lead cost is going to be $15 a lead? That's the only thing you can control to some extent. That's your expertise.
Yes. So
That's the only thing that you have to.
Of course, yeah, no, totally. So it's based on our past clients and our current clients, right? So this is like worst case scenario that we're getting right now. These numbers that I've showed you is our worst case, like what we're achieving right now currently as of today. So like, look, a lower lead cost is great, but at the end of the day, what we're really providing you is the back end system so we can convert more of those leads, right? And this is just on the front end, right, Gervin? Like obviously we've got the back end as well, nurture sequence.
You give us the best possible leads.
Yeah.
You cannot control the conversion if I send out reps who are worthless.
That's right.
So my request would be that we restrict your performance evaluation at $15 a lead.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't guarantee me anything after that. Once you have given me the lead, I can create the best mess out of it, and you will have no control over that.
Yeah.
I think I'm being fair, isn't it?
You are being fair. Yeah.
So if you have qualified the lead well, you're not giving me junk leads, and they're costing me, as of now, the worst case $15. As far as I'm concerned, at this stage,
Yep.
I think I'll be more than happy.
Yeah.
If the conversion, and if I see that the leads that you have pre-qualified are excellent, and we do more installs, we both win.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
up till that $15, I'm paying for it. After that, we are both enjoying the benefit of but because that depends upon my reps.
Yes. Yeah.
That's completely out of your control. That's in my control.
That's
And
right.
if I don't keep good guys, then we both lose.
Yeah. You're right, because I can give you the best system in the world, but if your reps aren't doing what they need to do with the best system,
Absolutely.
it ain't going to work.
Absolutely. So I'm not going to hold you responsible for what my reps are doing.
Yeah, of course. Like I want you to do 100 installs a week, because if you do 100 installs a week, I make a lot of money. You make a lot. Everyone's happy.
I would make much more than you would. I would be extremely happy.
I know.
So
Look,
from my point of view,
Mm.
from my point of view, kind of if you are giving me honest leads, then at $15 a lead, I think your job is done.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Like I'm with you for the long term, right? Like I don't want to get 2 months in, 3 months in and be like, okay, this didn't work. You know, I'm not about that. I wouldn't even have got on this call if I thought that was going to happen. You know, I don't want short term like you
And
guys
you
are
would have
thinking.
renewed the 30 minutes if you didn't get the correct gut feeling.
Look, I'm someone that's like, I like to get straight to the point, right? It either makes sense or it doesn't, right? We're all in business. Obviously, yes, we want to make a lot of money, right? But it's got to make sense. You know, it's all about the numbers at the end of the day, right? Like I'm very sure we can get you a $15 lead cost. Obviously, we qualify them based on your standards on the front end. We're only going to pass you those qualified leads. And then obviously it's on you. We'll show your sales reps how to use the system. That's on us to show them that. Very simple, takes about half an hour, no problem. But you're totally right. You know, Gavin, you've got to make sure that the reps are doing their role. It's the only way that this works.
Good.
We ready to go?
Yeah. We'll see. Send the proposal.
Yeah,
and
we send the proposal. We'll probably be able in a position to confirm this on Monday.
Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
Monday or
Okay.
Tuesday, because I have to speak with the guy who's already managing this stuff. The business is going from me to you, yeah. So I'm paying someone rather than why not I'm paying to you, but yeah, I want the result. So if you are 100% confident what you are promising you can deliver, so yeah.
Because from my perspective, it's the lead cost which is the most important for me.
Yeah.
Because a third party cannot control anything after that.
Yeah.
As long as the leads are honest leads, you can't control anything. So my lead cost there is much higher than what you are committing to.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing would be variable would be what will be your guarantee on sticking to that cost. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, but
Now,
probably if he
before we
talks to
go,
the other party on Monday, then Tuesday we should be able to move the account to you.
that sounds great. It takes about 4 days for us to set up this system, but then we're good to go. It takes 4 days. 4-day turnaround time. We'll have everything live, up and running, no questions. I wanted to ask you something, Gervin, before we end this call, well, there's actually two things. Number one is you said you're getting a lead cost of that $45, right? That's directly on Facebook. Am I correct? That's no qualification. Is that right?
That's no qualification.
No qualification. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to confirm that. Second
No
thing is happy to send all this in an email. I'm going to send you the presentation. I'll send it to you. Right. What else do you need to see to make a decision? To me, it looks like the numbers make sense to you. I guess what is holding you back from saying, let's go now?
No, because I just want to get everything in the email, like what you are promising, because I will not talk if you are giving me in the written, so I am better understanding what you are promising. Yeah, then so I just want to start so we can have we're on the same platform.
Of course. Of course. Yeah.
So, and
how about we book another call for Monday then? What time would work for both of you?
Monday, what time Monday? I think the same time.
Tuesday. No, you want to talk to the other Monday, then
Monday.
we'll do it on Tuesday.
I think it's better we can make a call on Tuesday.
Call on Tuesday? Sure. What time on Tuesday would work? Same time?
I think the same time. Yeah, 3 or 4.
Tuesday I have my class.
What
so we have to. That's 5:30, but I need to finish. Well,
so I think 4 o'clock is fine.
Yeah.
4 o'clock. Okay. Let me
4 to
lock
4:30.
that in
Yes, we
right
can
now.
finish.
That'll give you enough time to talk to who you need to talk to?
Yeah.
All right, great. Bipinda, you said you need to talk to the marketing person now. What happens if he doesn't like it? Because a lot of marketers like myself, they don't like change.
I know that. And he's my friend as well, so that's why I have a little bit things. But the business is business if we are getting something better and the
It's going to be more efficient, it's going to be better, and it's going to be managed by us. So you don't have to worry about that pre-qualification process, and you don't have to worry about managing the ads yourself. That's how we scale, right? Once we do this for 2 months, we'll understand our like dollars and cents down to the cent, right? Then you can be like, okay, Cody, here's the 50, let's spend 50 grand this month. And because obviously we understand the maths of what we're going to get, and then that's all it is, right? Obviously we're just a partner. That's what it is. That's really the benefit. And we can scale this up to whatever numbers, however many installs, you guys want to do. It seems like you've got the capacity, you've got the back end, like you've got the team, you've got everything down. And the one thing I love that you guys have is like the quote to close process. You have that dialed. So that's going to make my job so honestly, that's going to boost things a lot. Even though it is out of my control, like Irvin's saying, it's going to obviously help make my job a lot easier there. But then it's also the follow-ups, right?
Yeah.
This is just on the front end. We haven't even spoken about people looking for an install in the next 60 or 90 days. So, those people aren't going to go to waste. Those people aren't going to fall through the cracks. We have those, and we will close them. How are you guys feeling about everything?
Yeah, good.
Well, look, I really appreciate both of your times this afternoon. I'm really excited to work together. So I'm not someone to send a detailed proposal. Okay, like don't.
No, that's okay. Just that we know the figures that we'll need to talk to the other parties,
Of course,
being very fair to them.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'll share the presentation, and I'll give you a brief summary on email. And then any other questions, Bipinda, you can call me over the weekend, no problem. But we'll touch base 4 p.m. On Tuesday. I've got everything locked in there, so you should have the invites now.
No problem. Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect. Look, I really appreciate it.
Have a nice weekend.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
2 days later.
Hi, Cody, how are you?
Hey, Bipinda, Gervin, how's it going?
Good.
All good. Thank you.
Now we are, I think, Tuesday, mid of the week.
Yeah.
Tuesday is
That's good.
finished.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Well, appreciate you guys both jumping back on again. So did you have any questions that you'd like to go over?
Yes, we have the questions. The first thing, like regarding the contract, so about the confidential of the data and this stuff.
Yes.
So do you have any contract ready, like which we have to sign with you?
Yes, there is. I wouldn't say it's an NDA. It's a very simple, just one-page document. I can give you like a brief overview of what it says. I don't have I can show you if you'd like. But it's just basically saying the term, okay, this is what we're going to be doing for you. It's 100% exclusive. All the leads that we generate for you are exclusively for you. It's through your ad account. So obviously everything is like, it's your data. And then in terms of the fees, like obviously we structure that as we've discussed, which is the $3,000 setup at one time, and then it's just $100 flat. And then obviously the marketing budget is set by you guys. And then obviously I've got a brief service description, which is, hey, we're going to come in, we're going to set everything up for you, manage it all for you, build out the sequences, the qualification process based on your standards, the text messages, the emails, and obviously train whoever needs to be trained on that process as well.
Would you quickly have it close by you? What all activities are covered in your scope?
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to share that. I'm happy to share that with you. Not a problem. And of course, I'm happy to add anything that you'd like me to add. That's not a problem too.
While you are trying to share that,
Yes.
The leads that you will forward to us, are they the ones which are filtered and you remove the junk,
Yes,
or
yes, that is correct. Yep, that is correct, Gavin. So,
all
you're over
the
here. I've just
leads?
got the contract here, so I'm looking at you over here. I'm just,
Yeah,
but that is correct. So all of the leads are pre-qualified to your standards. So if we generate 100 leads, you will see those 100 leads in that new lead pipeline, but you won't get that notification. You'll only get the notification when they're at that send estimate pipeline stage. So for example, you'll see 25 of them there, and then there's 75 in that new lead pipeline that will move to the not qualified, or maybe they're looking in the next 60 days or 90 days.
they're all still visible there. They're all
Yes,
still
they're all
visible.
still visible, and they're
So,
going to be followed up and nurtured by
so
us.
when
But
say when you say 15, the worst case you said is $15 a lead,
yes,
includes the junk as well.
sorry, what was that, Gavin?
When you said that the worst case scenario is $15 a lead,
Mhm.
that lead includes the junk leads as well.
So usually it doesn't include the junk leads, but even at $15 per lead, you're looking at a pretty qualified lead. I'd say, like, all inclusive, yeah, you're looking at that $25 all filtered out cost per lead. But like, you don't have to worry about the filtering out process. Like I said, we'll handle that. We'll handle
No,
that.
that's fine. I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
basic thing that when we talk about $15 a lead, is
Mm-hmm.
that the raw incoming lead?
Yes, that's that. Yeah, Gavin. Yeah. So that's correct. So it's going to be about that $10 to $15 per new lead that we get, just a flat, not qualified lead, just yet. Most of the leads that we are getting through, though, go through that qualification process without any problem. There's a very low drop off. Yeah.
And how do we get? I'm still taking the worst case scenario with you. If you do
course.
something better, of course we'll be happy. You'll be happy as well.
Of course.
But I'm giving you the benefit of the worst case scenario.
Yes, I like that.
So how do we how do you make sure that we don't pay more than?
Oh, hang on, you just broke up, Gavin. What did you say? How do I make sure?
How do you make sure that we don't pay more than $10 per lead?
Yeah, so we're going to be managing this every.
We'll average it out. It can't be. Some days might be good. Some days might be bad.
Of
We
course.
will average it.
Yeah, so it's going to be average over the course of a month or whatever it is, right? So like, I'll give you a perfect example. The ads that I'm running, right? My average lead cost is $30, right? If I check today, I've only generated 2 leads and it's cost me $70 per lead, right? That's just today. So yeah, my costs are a lot higher today, but do I worry? No, because it averages out, right? Like, it's an average of $30 a lead, so that's what I know. So that's what it cost me to generate you as a lead, and then I know, okay, it cost me $100 per Zoom call that I get on, right? For example. But yeah, it averages out. So it's not just like per day. Like, I don't want, obviously, you to be looking at it every day and be like, oh, it's $30. I know you're not, because I know you've got.
I just want that
Of
our
course.
expectations
Yeah.
and what you aim to deliver. I'm just trying to make sure that
Of
they
course.
match.
Yeah.
So-
Of course, no problem. I'm happy to share this contract with you. Just a brief idea now. Happy to obviously add anything as well. I am someone that I'm a firm believer in just keeping things as simple as possible. So, very simple, right? Just terms. Obviously, you're going to own everything, so I'll just add a few things in terms of the terms. So, obviously, we build the system out for you. We give you that account access, that administration access, and we can provide any reps or anything access to the system as well, but just under employees, so they can see certain things and we can discuss that on the onboarding call. Who needs to see what? That can be all sorted. Obviously, the fees are here. Obviously, we can track as best as we can what you've installed. But at the end of the day, like it is also, we're trusting you to make sure that you're delivering, right? So like I can see if someone's been put into that contract signed, contract paid column, but maybe you just don't put them there, right? There's no way for me to actually fully track that. So I've got to obviously have some trust in you and your team that, hey, yes, we have actually signed this person up and we have actually done that install, and obviously we'll get paid. And then usually how the payment works on the commission, like for example the $100, it would just be fortnightly. We'll just debit that through a credit card or.
No problem. So once we will share all this information with you, then you can just raise an invoice and send it to
Yeah.
us. Then we will pay for that one.
And we'll be doing that in the CRM as well. We'll
Yep.
have various stages of including delivery,
Yes,
installation.
yes, that's right,
everything.
that's right. I can show you that just one last time if you'd like. I can share my screen here, and then obviously the services are here, but this is just like a just general overview. As you can see, setup, copy, creatives, qualification, full structures, obviously where they're at, hot leads, not ready, quote ready, install, quote lost. We'll obviously be managing that sort of process for you there. Now let me just show you the pipeline stages one last time so you can kind of see this. And again, like we'll tailor this to you. This is just a model to go off. Like we can add things, we can take things away. That's what we go through on that onboarding call. But let me just share this with you here. So this is Govan, this is what I was meaning. Like every single lead that we generate on Facebook will go here, right? This is where my team and I will contact them, make sure they submit that survey, make sure they answer all the questions. And if they don't, they'll automatically go to this pipeline stage for us and my team to follow up with them, right? The only time you need to touch them is when they're at that send estimate stage. So once they fill out this and we've called them, they'll automatically be put into that send estimate. That's where obviously you'll do your part. We got estimate sent, ghosted, unqualified. Part 2 is just simply if we've done the in-home quote, if that's been scheduled, in-home quote complete, in contract quote accepted, close contract paid, lost, obviously job scheduled and job complete there. So, obviously, like I said, all the conversations here, everything is managed through here, and we can have different people having certain access to whatever it is. Now, the other thing that's really cool that I don't think I mentioned to you both is when we schedule the in-home quote, and I would really like you guys to do this, we can set up a calendar so certain reps have access to this and the installers have access to this as well. So all of the jobs can be scheduled here if you'd like.
So what is the process like when you are putting any advertisement on this or Facebook page or Instagram? So how this thing will work to get this approval, and we must know what we are advertising on the Facebook and
Yes, that's right. That's right. So we'll send you everything that we've built for that approval. Everything is approved by you guys.
So how often and by your experience, how often do you change the plan or the artwork or the offer
ad?
in?
Yeah, so every couple of weeks we make changes. It's all based like how I do my marketing. It's more about like, hey, if you want to see if you qualify, fill in your details and we'll contact you. That's obviously how we kind of get them in. It's more about that, hey, do you qualify for this? Hey, do you know that this exists? Find out if you qualify.
like today I got the email from the department. They say you have to review your website and everything. That's make sure you are not misleading the customer. I'll just
Yeah, of course. Like everything that we do is obviously verified by you. We're not going to be cowboys, right? Like we're not here to, obviously you've been in the business and the industry for a long time. So, obviously that's something that I will need your
So
guidance
they are
on.
picking like if we have a website, you are leading provider. We can't use that word. You are leading provider.
Yes.
So that's why I change on my website. We are a credit provider, not the leading provider. Doesn't make any difference to the customer, but for the compliance, that's the words makes the difference.
And that's something that I'll need your guidance on as well. So, I'll obviously create everything, write everything. That's why the approval process is very important, because I'll be giving that to you and we'll have another meeting through it. And if there's any words that need to be changed, we'll obviously make those changes, because compliance is the most important thing.
So when you do this Facebook or social media marketing, is how does the website interact with that?
Integration.
Do you do any SEO also for the website, or how does the whole package work? So if somebody checks Facebook, goes to the website, reads blogs, and then comes back, what's your experience on that?
Yeah, great question. So I don't do any SEO. It's all direct marketing. But how we use the website is pretty simply, like after they submit their details, they can click on the website, and we'll also have an option for them to schedule an appointment just straight away, right? So that's not a problem. They will check that. Now, the one thing I noticed with your website, I'm just going to pull it up here. I noticed, and this is something that we'll fix for you because we'll have access, is, obviously you've got the pixel, right? But it's under page view. So, what I want to do is retarget people who, visit the website as well. Just do a simple retargeting campaign. I'm not sure how much traffic you guys get per month on the website, but anyone that sort of clicks or has a look around or submits details, will be able to retarget and follow them up as well.
All good. So the one-time fees you are saying, like we have to pay upfront, or like is any payments we can do over the months or this period? So how this will work?
Yeah, great question. So usually it's just upfront, it's just one time, get it done, and we'll be live within a week.
Because now someone is managing our Facebook accounts and we have to take everything from him and give it to you. So what do you want from us to, like, if we want to choose you, then what is the process to the
How
onboarding?
does the transition take place?
Yes. So you've got so walk me through that again. You've got someone running everything at the
Yeah,
moment.
we have somebody already running the Facebook campaign. And if we have to transition it to you, what's the process?
Great question. So pretty much once we get that first payment done, I send you a link to onboard you. So there's just a simple questionnaire. We'll book an onboarding call. And then on that form that I send you through that link, there's just a little link that you click, and I'll get full access to your business manager, your ad account as a partner, not as admin, just as a partner access. So it literally takes 5 seconds. You just click the link and then say okay, and we're in, right? It's that simple. Once that takes place, you'll then book an onboarding call, hopefully tomorrow, as soon as possible, with myself, and we'll go through exactly what questions you want on the survey that we're going to build for you, to ask the prospect before we pass that lead on to you. Now, once that's been done, we'll set up your account. It'll take about 2 days. Then I'll give you access. There's a couple of verification things that I need, hence why it takes about 5 to 7 business days. But I don't need anything from you in terms of that to do that. And then we start building out the back end, like the actual workflows and all of that. And then hopefully in 7 days, we click live.
Okay, so we won't have any lead generation for 7 days.
That's right. That's worst case. If you move quickly, like if you book on the onboarding call tomorrow, like for example, it can be sooner. But like worst case, it's 7 days.
The campaigns that are already going on,
Yeah.
what happens to them? Do they continue?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, obviously, like that's up to you, right? Like if you want to continue that, that's totally cool.
No.
Now,
That's not the question. In the period of transition, we have something running now. theoretically we click on that link tomorrow
Mhm.
and you have access to it, and for your process to kick in takes a week, 7 days.
That's right.
In those
I
7
would
days,
keep
what
that
is
going.
already running, what happens to that?
You can keep it going. We don't
Okay.
have to touch anything. So we'll just get access to your backend, but we don't have to, we're not going to touch anything. We're not going to touch anything until our backend system for you is built out. And then obviously once we've connected to your account, that's just one part. We'll start building out the backend system I showed you, and then we'll go on to create the ads, the copy. We'll write the copy, we'll do all the creatives, the video, the graphics, and then obviously that's when we jump on another call and we go through that together. Once you're happy with it, we'll
So
then
in that transition period, our campaigns will continue to run, our
Yes.
leads will continue to come, they will come in our existing system.
That's right.
That will continue to happen.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yep.
So will the other company continue to have the partner status, or will that go away with you joining in? How
No,
does that
no,
work?
they'll still have access. Yep.
They'll still have access. Okay.
Yep. You have to, so
And-
now they've got access, you have to remove them manually.
Okay.
Yep. 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 So they'll have full access to everything.
Once
And they
before you
won't
click
see
on,
that we have access to.
so will they see your access?
No, no. No.
Okay, then I have a meeting tomorrow with the guy who is already managing these things. I'm happy to go with you guys. So I need to speak with him because I'm taking all this business on him now. That is the other thing I have to.
Of course, of course. Well, like obviously you took Irvin's point, right? Like lead costs. I know we can definitely get a cheaper lead cost. Like I know that, and I also know that your estimate and your estimate to close rate is extremely high because you've got a great process in place over the last several years you've been doing this, right? You know what you're doing. So like I'm very confident in what I do. Like I understand it's a leap, but you know, the $3,000 setup fee aside, like man, I want to be doing 20 installs a week with you guys because that's how I make my money. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's how I
So
make.
how do you? Is it $100 per order, per customer, or how does it work?
Great question. Yeah. So it's $100 per new
Okay.
install that you do. I think Irvin was saying, look, $100 across the board for all three.
We are not making that amount, then we can offer $100 on that portfolio.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm happy to like what would you be happy with?
Because I'm planning to do some like infrastructure this.
What we were earlier, end of June, we were bundling, and we were giving a 50% discount.
Niche.
Okay.
Because the rebate which comes is linked to the invoice value.
Yes. Yeah. No, that makes sense to me then. Okay. Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
when we are coming up with schemes, and then if out of that $1,000 or maybe $750, $100 in that becomes a huge percentage.
Yes, of course.
That
So
is something we'll need for you to think about and give us a what kind of a figure you can do with it when we're running a scheme where both the
Niche.
and the
Niche.
being bundled together.
yep.
So
That's
we'll keep it at, we'll not bundle it as a single order in that
Yep.
case. So that when we are selling,
Niche.
it will be per customer, per order, and when it is bundled together, then you can give us something
yes.
separately.
That's not a problem. I'm happy to work with you on that. That's no issue for me.
And I think this is a Fixo. What is the CRM name of you are using?
It's called Go High Level. You'll see this here, this little. So you just click that, and it will dial.
Because currently we are using the same CRM and we can dial out from this icon.
That's fine. We can set that up for you. That's not a problem at all.
Because I just want to know, like, when you guys are doing the coding and we can see what you are saying and what the customer is saying, sometime just to do the quality check and this stuff, no?
Of course, yeah.
We just want to make sure there's no misleading information is passing to the customer and this stuff.
Yeah.
And because we have every year audit from the department as well, and they might ask like, you are not misleading, then we can give them a proof. This is the recording, what we are doing. We are asking this question and we're telling what we are.
Yep.
So who we are, what we are offering. So what is our role in this program? So that is the mandatory things in the code of conduct. We have to mention to the customer.
Of course. Yeah. Totally understand. So that's not an issue.
Because the major thing is the compliance right now.
Yeah. Of
Doing
course.
the sales, I have to manage the compliance. I'm putting more time to managing compliance because after this door knocking finish and this stuff,
Yeah, I know. It's a nightmare, right? But yeah, no, it's going to be totally compliant. Everything's going to be integrated. Yeah, so that's not going to be an issue for the call recording side of things.
just want to know the leads, but whatever it is coming, or if it is not going ahead on anything, then we need the recorded because just for the one message before the recording, like this call will be recorded for quality and this
Yes.
purpose.
Yeah, of course. And we'll
Getting
also obviously have
compliant, so.
yeah, no, of course. And of course, like I don't have it in here, but we'll have that 60 and 90-day sort of pipeline as well that, we can follow them up as well. Obviously that's not in here now, but yeah, that will be built out.
Any questions?
No, and so far it's all good.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, look, that's everything on my end. I've got nothing else to really go through with you.
And I have to take out everything from them. And we are using their CRM as well. So like what happened, like if we, like in this case, but I know we'll do for the long time, if we want to leave your services, so what will happen with our data? Like
the data will have to set up a different account. So you can obviously create your own account on this software, not run by myself, and just pretty much copy and paste it into that account.
why not we can create the new account and you can put all the data on that account, then where we can access like in late after 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
The scheme is not here. So then what is the process that putting in your system, then we can buy that software on name. Then you have access, we have access, and later on, like same thing. If we are changing anyone, like then we can just move that account to other person, like they can see that data.
Yeah.
So I'm not very clear how the data.
No, the data, like say, if we are buying the CRM by ourselves, we have the access, we can give access to him, we can take the access from him.
Mm.
But when we are leaving him, we are using his platform, so we can't take that with us.
So this CRM is a standard CRM, which code is just labeling, white labeling. Is that correct? What you said last time was that, yeah. So what we are currently using it, they call it Fixo, the same identical CRM, and we use the app called Lead Connector for all the rest.
That's what we use too. Yep.
Yeah. So it's the same. So do we the data in that CRM, would that also get transferred to this your label, or will that?
Great question. No, it wouldn't.
If we download the data.
Yes, if you download and upload it, yes.
But then you'll need to have the same kind of labeling and fields in the beginning, or can you?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Because even in that case, we've changed it, I think, once in between. So the data is already split into two, one before that change and one after that change.
Okay. Yeah.
So when in whatever changes happen, so that's split into two.
Yes.
Anything?
No, I don't have any.
So what is your plan? Then we can buy our CRM, then he will give access to him, then.
No, that's for Cody to define what's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the question, Gervin?
Well, Bhupinder wants to have his own subscription for the CRM.
Sure.
And can you run that CRM for us?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
How does that work out then?
Yeah, great question. So you'll only need one account. So like I'm obviously on the most expensive package there is, because I can have unlimited accounts. So obviously that's, I manage all my clients through here. I've basically got complete control, right? If something happens, I can shut everything down, which is obviously what I like. But in your case, if you want to sign up, you'd only need the cheapest option, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 99 US a month, so
So
$150.
for how many users they can use?
So we'd only be able to create 2 accounts, but that's fine. We don't need to create more accounts.
So account means company accounts,
Yes, that's right. That's
and
right.
each company can have any number of reps.
Yes.
So
Yep.
whatever jobs we are giving to them for the quotation, the site visit, they can see in their app and they can just follow that one.
Exactly the same as how we work. We've got the obviously
Yeah, because
link.
it's the same. It's the same CRM. It's
It's the exact
identical.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact same. So as you can see, it did cut off. We did end up having a third call and actually getting on again. And then we got on again the following day. And look, you may think that's a great sales call, and I thought it went way smoother than the first one that I closed. However, what they actually ended up doing was they fired the person that was working for them. So, I thought, yeah, fantastic. And they even said on that third call, we're 99.9% sure. We just need to let him know the bad news tomorrow and sign the contract with you. I sent the agreement. I sent the payment link, everything. And then he texted me. He said, hey, thanks so much. We fired that person, but we want to hire someone else in-house. And that was that. I spoke to him over the next couple of days, tried to get him back on board. I even tried to halve the setup cost just to close the deal, because this whale was, someone that I could have made thousands of dollars a week with. I just thought I'd include this all in the one video. But yeah, on the next episode, over the next few videos, I got some appointment setting calls and some more sales calls that I actually closed. So I'll share those with you soon.